So let me see. Abdel Nasser, are you around? Have you been able to connect? Okay, if he hasn't connected, I will just need to start in the meantime. Okay, so what I'll do, I think Abdel Nasser has not been able to connect, so I'll do the introduction myself, and then Abdel Nasser will do the closing. It gives me great pleasure today to welcome on board Luis SALADIE. Luis SALADIE is a great friend of everybody. I mean, he's been in athletics from a race runner towards a competition organizer, towards an international race walking judge. He's been basically everywhere on the world. He's been at the head of so many competitions. You saw his CV, and that's only the part that we could put in the invitation. We have so much other assignments, so many other things making his CV. But just to tell you that Luis is a great friend, he's a brother. I mean, he's always available and at the disposition of anyone. He's here to share his knowledge. He's been a very competent head of competition management at World Athletics. And we have our honor and privilege to have him with us today. He will talk about the timetable of major competition. So welcome everybody, and welcome Luis, and thank you for being with us today. I will just need to mute everybody, and I'll transfer to you. Unmute yourself, Luis. And okay, that's good. And I'm making you the host. You are the host. Okay, Luis, you are the host. It's yours. The formula today is that Luis will make his presentation. You can send your questions in the chat room, but all the questions will be kept towards the end, and we will have an open session of question and answers after the end of Luis' presentation. So up to you, Luis, and thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Surem. It's first a big honor, a pleasure, but also some kind of responsibility, not a big match that we told before, but to be in front of you and to try to, you talking about my knowledge. More than my knowledge is that our knowledge and experience, how we are working in World Athletics in this moment, in the process to develop the competition timetable for our competitions. First of all, I would like to thank the Sport Consulting Agency and you personally, you Surem, but also Abdel Nasser and Okri for this kind of invitation in order to share our procedure with all of you. And also, I want to thanks to all of you to be present during my speech. I know that we are in challenging times, not only for the healthy situation that we are in the world, because there are other challenges, but especially I want to say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, early mornings, early afternoon, because I saw familiar faces and names from all the parts of the world, and also give me more, I want to say, some pressure, some responsibility, because even that we are talking with friends, we will cover today one of these topics that I want to say all the people think that it's easy to do, but we will see that sometimes it's not an easy that we thought. Okay, the topic today, this is the timetable development in a major competition. We will cover mainly a track competition. We will see after that there are some different aspects between the track, road races, cross-country, race walking competitions. It's clear for all of us that as much bigger is the competition, it seems that it's too much complicated to the process to build the timetable, and this is true. Even in a major competitions, it's more difficult to build the timetable for the World Championships or Olympic Games than the 4 race walking team championship, cross country or half marathon World Championships. But let me start my presentation with a video, a clip from some years ago. It was not a world competition, it was a European level competition, But I want to show you today two videos, one at the beginning, one at the end, in order to try with these videos two things. One, to remember us how fantastic, sexy, cool could be our sport. And second one, especially for these people that maybe they are just wake up some minutes ago or try to go to sleep like Kevin or Janet in the different part of the world, just to make awake and take your attention for the presentation. Let's go with the first video, and after we can start to speak about the timetable.
Why can't this moment last forever? Tonight eternity's an open door. No, don't ever stop doing the things you do. Don't go. And every breath I take, I'm breathing you. You hurry forever to the end of time. From now on, only you and I. We're going up, 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 up. You hurry and never let the beat of us. A beat in love within my heart. We're going up, 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 up. We're all alone in our universe. We are free, where everything's so loud and love comes first. Forever and ever together, we sail into infinity. We're higher and higher and higher, we're reaching for divinity. Forever to the end of time. From now on, only you and I. We're going up, 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 up. You hurry and never lose the beat of us. A beat in love within my heart. We're going up, 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 up. Forever, we're sailing to infinity. We're higher, we're reaching for divinity. We're going up, 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 up. Euphoria. Never let the beat of us. A beat in love within my heart. We're going up, 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 up. Euphoria.
Okay, I hope that you like the video as I like it for many reasons, some personal reasons, because it was the clips from the European Athletic Championships in 2010 in my born city, Barcelona. It was not the last one, but maybe the last top competition that I was competitions director in my country. The last one was the World Indoors in the same stadium in 2012. But also is a great memories for me because it was in the Barcelona Olympic Stadium, and the Barcelona Olympics in 1992 was my first, I want to say, major competition. I was the deputy athletics director. I was amazing with a younger man like me. Makes the dream that to be part, if not an athlete, because I was not a top athlete in this case, more national level, but at least take part in the organization of an Olympic Games. But we saw in the video that there are a lot of actions from our athletes, and we recognize that behind these kind of actions, there are something that we need to help to the television, to the media, to the spectators, to follow the histories that happen during the competition in some days. And part of the building these histories, the the main stone is the timetable. But what is exactly the timetable? It's clear that this, you can see in the slide, is the product that describes the event. With this event, with this timetable, we are explaining to all the others how kind of event it is. Is this too much important? Is this less important? How many days? Which is the events that they are, etc. Is the basic tool for directing the competitions from this timetable, and also the master of the judges and the athlete. With the timetable, all the other functional areas, they are start to work. Transport or accommodations needs the timetable in order to start the process to build the timetable for the buses, for BIPs, for media, etc. But also accommodation in order to check with all the accommodation sites at what time there will be the breakfast, the dinner, the lunch, etc. If the athletes need some meal package to eat in the different things. This is event presentation, of course, needs the timetable in order to start to think in the script for the competition, television in order to optimize how many resources they need for broadcast the event, etc. The timetable, I want to say, is the document that all the functional areas are waiting for in order to start properly their job. Of course, as we know very well, this is the popular target for the critics. Believe me that one of the I want to say the reasons or the points that I always be is that the people that they are working in the timetable, and my very good friend Imre knows very well because he was involved more years than me in all this process to build the timetable. Always we are in the middle of the critics, because as you can imagine, it's difficult or almost impossible to build a timetable that go into all the needs of each specific athlete or each specific target group. It's too difficult. We try to do all our best in order to fulfill the majority of the needs, but sometimes it's impossible to catch all the suggestions on all the, I want to say, ideas that the others. And sometimes it's a tactical instrument, but always, and for me, is one of the words that I learned some time ago. To build the process of the timetable in a major competition is always a compromise. It's a compromise between all the parties, because it's like a win-win process in all the parties that they are in the process. When the process is finalized, will be more happy than hungry, because if it's the good thing that we are building a very good timetable for the future, if all the people they are happy. What timetable should be it? They will be for the spectators? Do you think they will be for the treasurers? And what we said, the treasurers, there will be the LOC, because as we will see later, the LOC give very good inputs, or not very good, but they are giving some inputs in the building. How is their ideas and thoughts for the timetable? They would be for judges, for us as ITOs, NTOs. They will be for the event presenters. Will be for television. How will be these ideas from television the most important one? Or do you think that maybe is for the athletes? It's true, or maybe it seems true or seems right, that we are thinking that our priority target group is the athletes. We are building the timetable thinking the first priority is the athletes, but we need to take in consideration and to take with respect all the other inputs that we receive from these different target groups, because all of them, they are using the timetable to fulfill some goals. And we need to take all the considerations because at the end, as I mentioned before, all the process is a compromise. In the process of the timetable development, I explained before, we receive some different inputs from different working groups. The LOCs or the treasurer, this is the typical wishes that we receive from them. They want a local euro for each session. It's true that when we are talking in a competition that we try to organize, as a good example, for example, the last World Championships in Doha, Qatar as the host country, they have very, very good athletes in some events, not in all the events that could happen in 2 years' time in Eugene, in USA, because USA they have more quantity of the good athletes than Qatar. But we received from Qatar some thoughts about when they want that the best top athletes from their country could compete. We received some inputs or some suggestions about the men's high jump and the men's 400 meters hurdles, because this is the best event that they have. But for example, in the process to the Olympic Games in Tokyo, we received similar inputs or ideas from the Japanese Federation, or we are now close to finalize the process of the timetable from Oregon. We received the same inputs from the local organizing committee and the USA track and field. Another thing that we need to look at is the possibility to sell all tribunes. This means that we need to use the site layout, the competition venue, the field of play layout wisely. This means that when we are building a timetable, we are not trying to put all the events in one session in only one part of the stadium, in one of the Ds. We need to think if we can cover both Ds, or depending how will be the layout, if the long jump pits are out of the stadium in the back straight, try to use also wisely every day they have some events in all the parts of the stadium in order to have full capacity of spectators around the stands. Leave a break between the morning and the afternoon sessions. Sometimes, well, you know maybe that the last time in Doha, we are not able to do that for some reasons that I can explain later. But it's a normal thing that for two important things. First, because they give to us and the local organizing committee the possibility to sell tickets for two sessions, the morning and the afternoon sessions, and also not to have a long sessions for workers, because at least they have some breaks, and give also the spectators the possibility to go out to the stadium. Maybe around the stadium there will be some facilities to take food, drinks, and enjoy all the other activities that also they are part of the hour program, the hour event, because sometimes the competitions, there will be not only the actions that happen in the field of play, that for me, and I think for you, is the most important one, but also all the things that happen around the stadium in order that the people can get and go to the competition as much as we can. And also make the job reasonable for our judges and volunteers. This means as the session is not too long, the people can do all these things much better. We know that if the sessions they are too long or they are too complicated, finalizing late in the night and starting the next day early in the morning, there will be too for the people, the workers, the local staff, our NTOs, we also as ITOs, all the concentration is difficult to maintain for many, many days. But also there are inputs from television. Some people can explain that maybe television have a very strong power in that. Well, it's depending on the events. Of course that there are some power and they give their inputs, because their goals is also our goals, to reach as much bigger audience worldwide. And this is the important thing we can understand. We are doing the timetable for a competition, not only for the 40,000, 30,000, 50,000 spectators that will be in the stadium. We are doing for millions, even try to reach billions of people that they are at houses or in other places in the world watching the competition by their televisions, monitors, screens, now with the laptops, the iPads, all these things, mobile phones. Now they are a huge capacity to reach people around the world. And we need to use also this, and we are thinking in that for television. The requests or the typical wishes for them, try to respect the new programs. Some cases is possible, some cases not. Depending if we are talking in a worldwide competition is difficult, because if we are trying to respect the time zones news program in Americas, is difficult to respect in Europe, or in reverse. This is too difficult, but all the broadcasters or the right holders they know in a worldwide competitions, and depending the place, they know that the timetable and the time zones, there always is a compromise. They are compromised, and they are someone they are giving more influence than the others. We need to consider also the time windows for the live transmissions. This is important in the case of the host broadcaster. The